Today we're talking to Greg Jemmeson from Jemmeson Fisher Solicitors and Accountants. Hello Greg, how are you?
Good, thanks Brian.
The subject we're going to have a look at today is the growing subject of contractors in real estate, where the sales agent becomes their own company and sits in the office and they do conjunctions with the office they're sitting in. Can that work, and how does it work?
Okay, it can work in certain circumstances, Brian. There's been a lot of press over the last few years about independent contractors. Are they relevant? There is a relevance for them in the industry, and in particular for top-end agents. The problem with contractors that we have perceived in the industry is where somebody just gets their license, they've got no background in the industry, they go to work for a new office and that new office says, we want you to be a contractor. That's where the system falls down, because that's where we see sham contracts exist. It's for a situation where principals are just trying to avoid all of their requirements to pay superannuation, long service leave, payroll tax. But if you go to the other side of the spectrum, independent contractors work really well for high-end performers. It gives them the ability to tax plan at a greater level. It gives them flexibility with their work conditions, how they work, when they work. So there's that side of things. When we talk to principals and contractors who are looking to go into these arrangements, as a rough rule of thumb, we say that to be a contractor, you need to be somebody who's basically working on about 400,000 gross closed commission. Anything below that, it's really not going to work, and it's going to be a hindrance to that contractor.
So maybe we should also do the definition between a contractor and a commission-only agent.
Yes.
Okay. How's that work?
That really all revolves around control. And to be an independent contractor, you have to have a clear contract between the sales agent and the principal agent, being the owner of the business.
Does the sales agent have to be a company?
Our view is it works better if they are a company. Okay. Now, things like aspects of control, an independent contractor essentially can come and go as they please. If they want to take 3 months off, they can take 3 months off. If they want to work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, they can. So they perform with a minimum to virtually no supervision. They are their own independent company for intents and purposes. What they need to do is meet a couple of criteria. Now, from the point of view of the tax office, the Australian Tax Office requires what everybody hears about, this 80-20 rule, that the contractor has to earn 20% of their income from another source other than the principal. How that is affected is that on an agency agreement, you would have the principal agent, ABC Proprietary Limited, in conjunction with Independent Contractor Proprietary Limited.
So both companies would be on the agency agreement?
That's right. So that way the contractor is actually contracting directly with the vendor, and that's where they're earning their income, not from the principal agent.
So a commission-only agent?
A commission-only agent would only contract through their principal.
So that'd be like an employee still?
They are an employee,
yes,
as
okay.
seen. Even though a commission-only agent is paid a lump sum on performance, they are still employees.
Because the principal would pay their super,
it's all
and
included.
Still controlled by the principal.
That is right.
Okay, so there's two different, completely distinct ways of doing it: commission-only or a contractor. And really, a contractor is for the high-end real estate.
Really
agent.
high-end. Now, the big thing about an independent contractor, and a lot of the press has been about the Office of State Revenues.
There has been a lot of press about that.
And they've come down and made it quite clear, in their view, what an independent contractor is and what their requirements are, so that they're compliant with the payroll tax issues. Now, in this particular instance, the contractor is a company, must have an ABN, must obtain a corporate licence from Fair Trading. The director must be licensed. Now,
would have their own indemnity policy as well?
They would have their own professional indemnity, workers' compensation, and the most important criteria is that that company must employ at least one other employee other than the initial salespeople.
Okay.
So a sales assistant. So you've got 2 people working in that company. Now that company independent contractor then becomes responsible for that person's wages, their superannuation, their long service leave, their sick leave, everything. So essentially the independent contractor is becoming their own small real estate agency. And the other critical thing is that when the contractor is paid on completion, that they're paid directly from the trust account and not the general account.
I've heard that. You don't put it in your general account and then pay the contractor.
No.
It's as you would do a conjunction, it comes straight out of the trust account.
It works as a normal conjunction arrangement.
Well, I hope that clears up for a lot of people.
Okay.
There's been a lot of questions about that
Yes.
lately, so thank you very much, Greg.
No worries, Brian. Thank you.